Hello, everyone. Welcome to the VUS Learning English podcast. Thank you so much for being here today. This is a place for you to listen, learn, and practice English in a fun way. We are so happy you are part of our community. Please like this video, share it with friends, and leave a comment below. Your support helps us grow and bring you more stories. All right, let's get started with today's story. You stand outside a cafe. You can smell the coffee. It is a good smell. You can hear the people inside that they are talking and laughing. You want to go inside. You want to buy a coffee. This is a normal thing. Many people do this every day. But for you, it feels hard. It feels very hard. Your heart is beating fast. Your hands are wet. They are sweating. You are nervous. Why are you nervous? Because you have to speak English. You have a sentence in your head. The sentence is, "I'll have a medium latte with oat milk." It is a simple sentence, but you are not sure. Is it the right sentence? Is the grammar correct? What if they do not understand you? You say the sentence to yourself. You say it quietly. "I'll have a medium latte with oat milk." You say it again and again. You have said it 10 times. Now, this is the 11th time. You are rehearsing. Rehearsing means you practice. You are practicing the sentence so you will not make a mistake. You take a deep breath. You tell yourself, "I can do this." You open the door to the cafe. The little bell on the door rings. A person behind the counter looks up. This person is the barista. The barista makes the coffee. The barista smiles at you. It is a nice smile. It is a friendly smile. The barista is waiting for you to speak. And then it happens. Your mind stops. It feels like a door slams shut in your head. The sentence is gone. All the English words are gone. Your mind is empty. There's only white noise inside. There's only the sound of your fast heartbeat. You look at the barista. You cannot speak. You freeze. Does this story feel real to you? Do you know this feeling? You are not alone. Many people feel this way. It is a very common problem. Last month, many people went to the internet for help. They used Google to search for answers. 33 million people typed something into Google. They typed the words, "I freeze when I speak English." 33 million. That is a very big number. It is more people than the number of people who live in many big countries. All of these people feel the same way you do. They feel scared. They feel stuck. They feel that their mind shuts down when they need to speak English. If you are one of these 33 million people, this video is for you. I want you to stay here. Do not go away. I have something important to share with you. In the next 10 minutes, I will give you a recipe. This is not a recipe for food. This is a recipe for joy. It is a recipe to help you find happiness when you speak English. It is a 5-step joy recipe. These 5 steps are very small. They are very easy. You can do them in your daily life. You can do them in the small moments you have. You can do them in the time between your morning coffee and your trip to work. They do not take a lot of time. These steps will change how you feel about English. They will help you unlock the real you. The real you is confident. The real you can talk. The real you is not scared. By the time your alarm clock rings tomorrow morning, you can start to be this person. The real you will be the one who does the talking. Not the scared you, not the silent you. The real you. Are you ready for that? Let's begin. Section 1. The real problem. Why confidence still hides. Let's talk about the real problem. Why is it so hard to feel confident? You have studied English. Maybe you have studied for many years, you have taken courses, you have bought textbooks. What do these courses and textbooks give you? They give you more things to learn. They give you more grammar rules. They give you more vocabulary words. They tell you all the ways you can make a mistake. They tell you all the rules you must remember. After all that learning, you have a lot of English in your head. You know many words. You know many rules. But when you need to speak, it does not help. When you open your mouth to say something, it feels wrong. It feels strange. Imagine you are wearing a costume. It is a Halloween costume, but the costume is not your size. It is 2 sizes too small. It is tight. It is uncomfortable. You cannot move well. You cannot be yourself. Speaking English can feel just like that. It feels like you are wearing a costume that does not fit. It does not feel like you. So you think the problem is your English. You think, I need more words. I need more grammar. But that is not the real problem. The problem is not the size of your vocabulary. The villain in this story is not your grammar book. The real villain is something I call the fear loop. A loop is a circle. It goes around and around and around. A fear loop is a circle of fear that repeats. Let me explain the fear loop. It has 4 steps. Step 1, you hear a question in English. Someone asks you something. Maybe it is the barista at the cafe. Maybe it is a coworker. Maybe it is a stranger on the street asking for directions. The question comes to your ears. Step 2, your brain goes into panic mode. It starts to work very, very fast. It feels like your brain is using Google inside your head. It is searching. What is it searching for? It is searching for the perfect answer. It is searching for the perfect grammar. It is searching for the perfect words. Your brain is trying to build the sentence perfectly with no mistakes. It is looking through all the rules and all the words you have ever learned. Step 3, you feel panic. This search for the perfect sentence takes too much time. The other person is waiting. You feel pressure. Your heart beats faster. Your palms sweat. You feel a hot feeling in your face. This feeling is panic. You are afraid of making a mistake. You are afraid of looking stupid. You are afraid they will not understand you. Step 4, silence. You say nothing. Your mind is so full of fear and panic that you cannot produce any words. You just stand there. You are frozen. You are silent. This is the fear loop. Hear a question. Search for perfection. Feel panic. Say nothing. And every time this loop happens, it makes the problem worse. Every time you go through this circle of fear, your brain learns something. It learns a wrong lesson. It learns that speaking English is a bad experience. It is like your brain puts a sticker in your head. On the sticker, it says, English embarrassment, or English fear, or English failure. You have many of these stickers in your head now. The loop happens at the cafe, and you get a sticker. It happens at work, and you get another sticker. It happens on the phone, and you get another sticker. These stickers are glued in your mind. They make the fear stronger and stronger. But I have good news for you. Really good news. You are not stuck in this loop forever. You can break the loop. You can smash it. You can get out of this circle of fear, and you do not need to buy thicker textbooks to do it. You do not need to learn 1,000 more words. You can do it with small daily actions. I call these micro habits. A micro habit is a very, very small habit. It is an action that is so small, it feels easy. It is not scary. It is not difficult. These micro habits can help you tear off those English embarrassment stickers. They can help you create new stickers new stickers that say English fun or English play or English me. So, are you ready to do that? Are you ready to flip the script? Flipping the script means changing the story. Right now, your story is about fear. We want to make your story about joy and confidence. Let's learn the first micro habit. Section 2. Step 1, pocket-sized shadowing. This first step is called pocket-sized shadowing. Let's break down that name. Pocket-sized means very small. Something you could fit in your pocket. It means something that is easy to carry with you. So this is a small and easy activity. The second word is shadowing. What is a shadow? A shadow is the dark shape that follows you when you walk in the sun. Your shadow copies everything you do. If you lift your arm, your shadow lifts its arm. If you jump, your shadow jumps. In language learning, shadowing means you act like a shadow. You copy someone's speech, you listen to someone speaking, and you repeat what they say exactly as they say it. You become their echo. Here is how you do pocket-sized shadowing. First, you need to find a very short piece of audio. I mean very short. 10 seconds is perfect. Not a whole movie, not a whole song, just 10 seconds. And it is very important that you choose a clip that you like. You must actually enjoy it. Why? Because we want to connect English with good feelings, with joy. So, what could this clip be? It could be a line from your favorite TV show. Maybe you love the show Friends. You can choose one funny line that Joey says. Or maybe you love a certain movie. You can choose a powerful line from your favorite character. Or it could be from a song. You know that song that gets stuck in your head? The one you can't stop humming? Choose the chorus of that song, just 10 seconds of it. Okay, do you have your 10-second clip? Good. Now, find a quiet moment. Maybe you are making coffee in the morning. The house is quiet. This is a perfect time. Put in your earbuds. This helps you hear the sounds very clearly. Now, follow these simple steps. Listen to the 10-second clip one time. Just listen. Don't do anything else. Next, pause the audio. Then, you are going to parrot it out loud. A parrot is a bird that copies what people say. You will be a parrot. Say the words out loud, but this is the important part. Do not just say the words. Try to copy everything. Copy the speed. If the person speaks fast, you speak fast. If they speak slow, you speak slow. Copy the tone of voice. Is their voice high or low? Happy or sad? Try to match it. Did they make a small sound, like a laugh or a sigh? You copy that too. You are not translating the words into your language. You are not thinking about the grammar. You are just making sounds with your mouth. You are echoing. You are being a shadow. That's it. That is one repetition. It took you about 10 seconds. Now do it again. Listen, pause, parrot. And one more time. 3 quick repetitions. You can do this while your kettle is boiling water for your tea or coffee. What is happening when you do this? Something amazing is happening inside your brain and your body. Your mouth, your tongue, and your lips are learning the shapes and movements of English. These are physical movements. It is like muscle memory. When you learn to ride a bike, your body remembers how to do it without thinking. This is the same. Your mouth is learning the physical feeling of speaking English. This happens before your brain has a chance to start worrying. Your brain does not have time to go into its panic mode. It doesn't have time to search for the perfect grammar. You are just playing with sounds. There is no pressure. It is only 10 seconds. There is no one listening to you. There is no one to judge you. It is a game. Every time you do this, you are building something in your brain. You are building a new neural pathway. What is a neural pathway? Imagine a big forest with no paths. The first time you walk through it, it is very hard. You have to push through the trees and bushes. But if you walk the same way every day, a small path starts to form. The grass wears away. After many weeks, you have a clear, easy path. You can walk on it without thinking. A neural pathway is like that path in the forest. When you learn something new, you create a new connection in your brain. The first time, the connection is weak. But every time you repeat the action, the connection gets stronger and stronger. Pocket-sized shadowing is creating a new pathway in your brain. It is a pathway for speaking English without fear. So let's review. 10 seconds of audio that you love, 3 quick repetitions, 0 pressure. And the result? You are building a brand new neural pathway with every cup of coffee you make. This is a powerful first step. Section 3, Step 2, the 3-minute diary. Now we move to the second step. This step is called the 3-minute diary. This is another micro habit that you can easily fit into your day. A good time to do this is during your lunch break. You probably have a few minutes of quiet time then. For this step, you will need your phone. Open the Notes app on your phone. Most Notes apps have a feature that lets you record your voice. Look for a little icon that looks like a microphone. Here is the exercise. You're going to talk nonstop for 3 minutes. That's it, just 3 minutes. You press the microphone button to start recording, and you start talking. But what do I talk about, you ask? It can be very, very simple. To make it easy, start with the same 2 words every day. Start with, today, I then. Just continue the sentence. Talk about your day. It does not have to be interesting. It does not have to be exciting. You can talk about the most boring things. For example, today I woke up late. I had toast for breakfast. The toast was a little burnt. Now I'm at work. I'm eating a sandwich for lunch. The sandwich has cheese and tomato. Later, I have a meeting. I hope the meeting is short. Talk about anything that comes into your head. The most important rule of this exercise is this. Do not stop talking. Keep talking for the full 3 minutes. What if you stumble? What if you can't find a word? What if you make a grammar mistake? It does not matter. Keep rolling. If you can't find a word, just say, and move on. Or you can even say, in English, I can't find the word. And then keep talking about something else. The goal is to keep your voice moving. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to produce sound, to produce language for 3 minutes straight. Okay, so your 3 minutes are up. The recording stops. Now what? You are going to do 2 things. First, you are going to listen to the recording one time. Just one time. As you listen, I want you to do something very specific. I want you to smile. I want you to grin at the voice you hear. That voice is your voice. It is the voice of someone who is brave. It is the voice of someone who just spoke English for 3 whole minutes without stopping. That is a huge victory. So listen and be proud of that voice. Notice the parts that sound good. Notice your own accent. Your accent is part of your story. It is not something to be ashamed of. Hear it and accept it. Now for the second thing. This is the most important part of the exercise. After you have listened once, you are going to swipe and delete the recording. Yes, delete it. Throw it away. It is gone forever. Why? Why would you delete it? Because deleting it is a magical act. It lowers the stakes. The stakes are the level of risk or pressure. When the stakes are high, we are more afraid to fail. When the stakes are low, We feel free to play and to make mistakes. By deleting the recording, you are telling your brain, this was not a test. This was not a performance. This was just practice. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't even need to be saved. This step does two wonderful things for you. First, it trains your ear to your own voice speaking English. Many of us hate the sound of our own voice. We especially hate it in a foreign language. This exercise gently helps you get used to it. You start to become friends with your own English voice. Second, it shows your brain in a very real way that making mistakes is not dangerous. Imperfect English never killed anyone. You spoke for 3 minutes. You probably made some mistakes, but then you deleted it. Nothing bad happened. You survived. The world did not end. This is a powerful lesson for your brain. It learns that it is safe to speak imperfectly. And because you delete it, the next day feels even easier. You know that tomorrow's recording will also be deleted, so there is no pressure to be better than yesterday. There is only the simple task of talking for 3 minutes again. This is not about creating a perfect library of your speeches. It is about the daily act of speaking and letting go. It is about training the muscle of spontaneous speech. So let's review. At lunch, open your notes app, hit the microphone. Start with Today I and talk for 3 minutes without stopping. Listen back once, smile at your brave voice, and then delete it forever. This is a private, low-pressure way to build fluency and make peace with your own voice. Section 4, Step 3, One-Word Swap Game. We have our third step. This one is called the one-word swap game. This is maybe the easiest and most playful step of all. You can do this all day long, and it takes almost no mental energy. I want you to think of it as a fun, secret game that you play with yourself. Here is how you play. Tonight, when you are at home, I want you to pick one boring, everyday object in your house, just one. For example, let's pick the object spoon. A spoon is a very common thing. You see it and use it every day. Now for the rest of the evening, every single time you see a spoon or think about a spoon, you must do one thing. You must silently swap its name from your native language to English. You do this in your head. You don't have to say it out loud. So you go to the kitchen to make some soup. You open the drawer to get a spoon. When you see the spoon, your mind silently says, spoon. You stir the soup with it. Your mind thinks, I am stirring the soup with a spoon. You eat the soup. You think, this is a good spoon. You put the spoon in the sink. You think, the spoon is in the sink. That's it. That is the entire game. You can pick any object you want. It could be lamp. Every time you turn a lamp on or off, or even just see a lamp in the room, you think the word lamp. It could be doorknob. Every time you touch a doorknob to open a door, you think doorknob or door. When you walk through a door, think door. When you go to the balcony, you think door. When you look at yourself in the mirror before bed, you think mirror. The key is to start with only one word for the whole day or the whole evening. Why just one word? Because one word is incredibly light. It is as light as a feather. It is not heavy. It is not a burden. Your brain will not fight against it. Learning a list of 20 vocabulary words feels like work. It feels heavy. But learning and remembering one single word feels like play. This is a very gentle way to start building an English world inside your home and inside your mind. After one day, you have a strong connection with one English word. The next day, you can choose a new word, maybe chair. So now every time you see a spoon, you think spoon, and every time you see a chair, you think chair. After a week of playing this game, you will have 7 new words. But they are not just words on a list. They are alive. They are connected to real objects in your daily life. Your entire apartment starts to hum with a secret private English soundtrack. Your spoon is a spoon. Your chair is a chair. Your lamp is a lamp. Your bed is a bed. Your window is a window. Your book is a book. Your cup is a cup. This game changes your environment. Your home is no longer just a place where you speak your native language. It is now a place where English words also live. They are your secret friends. This process is slow. It is gradual, but it is powerful. Progress in language learning does not have to feel like hard work. It can feel like play. This game teaches your brain that English is not a subject you study for a test. It is a part of your real daily life. It is the word for the object you use to eat your soup. It is the word for the thing that gives you light to read a book. So let's review the game. Pick one object, just one. Silently say its English name in your head every time you see it or use it. Do this for a whole day. The next day, pick a new object. This turns your home into a friendly English environment. It makes progress feel like play, not like homework. Section 5. Step 4. Micro moments of talking to yourself. This brings us to our 4th step. This step is called micro moments of talking to yourself. This might sound a little strange. Talking to yourself? People might think you are crazy. But we are going to do this in a very quiet, subtle way. And it is one of the most effective ways to make English a part of your life. A micro moment is a very small piece of time. It is the little empty spaces in your day. For example, the moment you are waiting for a red light to change to green. Or the moment you are waiting for the elevator. Or the moment you are walking from your car to your front door. These are usually moments where you are just thinking about random things or looking at your phone. We are going to use these tiny moments to practice English. A monologue is when one person talks. So a micro monologue is a very, very short talk that you have with yourself. You are going to describe what is happening around you or what you are doing using very simple English sentences. You can whisper these sentences very quietly so only you can hear, or you can just think them in your head. Let me give you some examples. You are at a crosswalk. You are waiting for the light to change so you can cross the street. You look at the signal. You can whisper to yourself, "The light is red. I am waiting. There are many cars. Okay, now the light is green. I can walk." You are making your morning coffee. You can think the sentences. I need water. I pour the water in. I get the coffee. I put the coffee in the machine. Now I push the button. I am waiting for the coffee. You are picking up your mail from the mailbox. You look at the letters. You can whisper, "This is a bill. This is junk mail. Oh, a postcard. This is a postcard from my grandma." You are choosing what to wear in the morning. You look in your closet. You can think, should I wear the blue shirt or the white shirt? The blue shirt looks nice. I will wear the blue shirt. I need to find my socks. These sentences are extremely simple. They are almost like what a small child would say. That is the point. We are not trying to have a deep philosophical conversation with ourselves. We are just connecting English words to the real world and to our real actions in real time. What does this exercise do? It sneaks English into your everyday life. It is the opposite of sitting at a desk and studying. When you study at a desk, your brain learns that English is a formal subject, like history or mathematics. English becomes something you do at a specific time in a specific place. It is separate from the rest of your life. But these micro monologues teach your brain a very different lesson. They teach your brain that English is for living. English is the language you use to describe walking across the street. English is the language you use to describe making your coffee. English is the language you use to describe your real lived experience from moment to moment. This changes English from a subject in a book into a tool for life. It is no longer a performance you have to do for a teacher or a boss. It is just your own private language for your own thoughts. It is not a pop quiz. It is not a test. There is no right or wrong answer. There is only describing what you see and what you do. This habit, done consistently, makes English feel more normal, more natural. It stops being a foreign language and starts to become one of your languages. It builds a bridge between the English in your head and the world outside your head. So the next time you find yourself with a few seconds of empty time, try it. Look around you and whisper one simple sentence about what you see. That is a big dog. This elevator is slow. It is starting to rain. Sneak these small moments of English into your day. You will be surprised at how much it changes your relationship with the language. Section 6. Step 5, Weekend Joy Exchange. We have arrived at our fifth and final step in the joy recipe. This step is called the Weekend Joy Exchange. This one is about connecting with others and celebrating your progress. All the other steps are things you do by yourself. This step adds a social element, which is very important for learning a language. The plan is simple. Every Sunday, you are going to send a short voice note. The voice note should be about 30 seconds long, not long at all. In this voice note, you are going to share one tiny win from your week. A win is a success, a moment of victory. We are looking for tiny wins, small moments of progress. Who do you send this voice note to? You have a few options. The best option is to find a language buddy. A language buddy is another person who is also learning English. You can agree to exchange these voice notes every Sunday. This creates accountability. Accountability means you are responsible to another person. When you know your friend is waiting for your voice note, you are more likely to do it. You feel a responsibility to them, and they feel a responsibility to you. You help each other stay on track. But what if you don't have a language buddy? That is okay. You can send the voice note to a supportive friend or family member, even if they don't speak English. Just explain to them what you are doing. Tell them, I am going to send you a 30-second voice note in English every Sunday. You don't have to understand it. I just need you to receive it. It helps me practice. And if you don't feel comfortable sending it to anyone else, there is a third option. You can send it to yourself. How do you do that? You can record the voice note and then email it to your own email address. This sounds simple, but it is a powerful act. It makes the practice real. It is an official record of your weekly win. So, what do you say in this 30-second voice note? You share one tiny win. It must be small. We are not looking for big, impressive stories. We are celebrating small steps. Here are some examples of tiny wins. Hi, this is my update for the week. My tiny win is that I ordered fries at a restaurant, and I did it without rehearsing the sentence in my head first. I just said it. It felt great. Okay, see you next week. Hello? My win for this week, I was watching an American movie and I understood a whole joke without reading the subtitles. I even laughed. That was a first for me. Bye. Hi. This week, I did the 3-minute diary every single day, even on the day I was very tired. I am proud that I was consistent. Talk to you next week. My win. I saw a tourist who looked lost. I asked them, "Are you okay?" In English, they said yes, but I was so proud that I asked the question without fear. Okay, bye. After you record your win, you hit send. Boom, you are done for the week. This small action is incredibly important. Why? Because it does two things. First, as we said, it creates accountability. It makes your practice a commitment. Second, it forces you to look for your progress. Our brains are often very good at noticing our mistakes and our failures. We are experts at seeing what we did wrong, but we are not very good at noticing our wins. This Sunday ritual trains your brain to look for the positive. It trains you to find the evidence that you are getting better. And when you share it, you are reminding yourself of the real purpose of English. The purpose of language is not to collect certificates or to pass exams. The purpose of language is to connect with other human beings. Even if you are just sending the message to yourself, you are practicing the act of communicating a thought, a feeling, a story. English is for connecting. English is for sharing your life. This weekend joy exchange is a small way to practice that big idea. It makes your learning journey feel less lonely and more meaningful. It is a weekly reminder that you are moving forward one tiny win at a time. Section 7. Handling the inner critic in real time. We have our 5 steps. But even when we do these steps, there is still one enemy we have to face. This enemy lives inside our own head. It is the inner critic. The inner critic is that negative voice inside you that whispers bad things. It is the voice of fear and doubt. It tries to stop you from being brave. You know this voice. It is the voice that says, "You sound stupid." It is the voice that says, "Your accent is weird." Everyone is laughing at you. It is the voice that says, "You just made a huge mistake." You are so bad at English. When you are in a real conversation, this voice can get very loud. It can be so loud that it makes you freeze, just like in the cafe. So, what do we do when this inner critic starts talking? We can't just tell it to shut up. It usually doesn't work. The critic just gets louder. Instead, we need a strategy. We need to counterpunch with facts. A counterpunch is when a boxer responds to a punch with a punch of their own. We are going to respond to the critic's attacks with truth. Let's take the critic's most common attack. Your accent is weird. This is a very painful one. It makes us feel ashamed of how we sound. When the critic hisses this in your ear, I want you to be ready with a factual counterpunch. Here is the fact. There are about 1.5 billion people in the world who speak English. That is a huge number. Now, guess how many of those people are native speakers? Native speakers are people who learned English as their first language in a country like the United States, the United Kingdom, or Australia. The number of native speakers is around 400 million. This means that the majority of English speakers in the world are not native speakers. The non-native speakers are the new majority. So if you have an accent, you are in the majority. Being a native speaker is now the minority experience. Your accent is not a sign of being bad at English. Your accent is evidence. It is proof. It is proof that you are smart enough to speak at least 2 languages. Many native English speakers only speak one language. You speak your own language and you speak English. That is amazing. Your accent is not a sign of failure. It is a badge of honor. You should wear it with pride. It tells a story of your culture, your identity, and your hard work. So when the critic says, "Your accent's weird," you can say back to it, silently in your head, "My accent is a badge of honor. It shows I speak more than one language. I am part of the global majority of English speakers." Then, I want you to do one more thing. I want you to thank the critic. This sounds strange, I know, but the critic is actually trying to protect you. It is afraid that you will get hurt or embarrassed. It is like an overprotective parent, so you can say, "Thank you, inner critic, for your concern. I know you are trying to keep me safe, but I am okay. I can handle this." By acknowledging the critic and responding with facts, you take away its power. You show it that you are in control. You are the boss, not the fear. And after you have thanked your critic, what should you do? Go back to one of your joyful habits. Go and shadow that 10-second clip again. This is the final move. You replace the voice of fear with the voice of your favorite actor or singer. You replace the feeling of panic with the feeling of play. You are actively overriding the fear loop with a joy loop. So remember the plan for when the inner critic attacks. 1. Counterpunch with facts. Your accent is a badge of honor. 2. Thank the critic for its concern. 3. Immediately do a small, joyful English habit like shadowing. This is how you handle the inner critic in real time and keep it from stopping you. We are partway through the video. Let's take a small pause. How are you feeling? Think about the 5 steps we have talked about. Pocket-sized shadowing, the 3-minute diary, the 1-word swap game, micro moments of talking to yourself, the weekend joy exchange. Think about how these steps feel. Do they feel different from the way you have learned English before? Yesterday, maybe you were trying to memorize a long list of grammar rules. Maybe you were feeling stressed about all the things you didn't know. This is what I call grammar drills. It often feels heavy. It feels like work. Now think about these new ideas. They are small. They are playful. They are connected to joy. Do they feel lighter? Do they feel more possible? Do they feel like something you could actually do day after day? If your answer is yes, and if these ideas already feel lighter and more joyful than yesterday's grammar drills, then I invite you to subscribe to this channel. When you subscribe, you will get a notification every week when a new video comes out. Every week, I share more ideas and strategies based on this same philosophy, Joy First English. We believe that learning should feel good. We believe that confidence comes from happy, consistent practice, not from stressful cramming. So if you want more of this in your life, just tap that subscribe button below. More Joy First English will drop every single week. Section 8. Create your 30-day joy plan. Okay, you have the 5 steps. But just knowing the steps is not enough. You have to put them into action. The best way to build a new habit is to have a clear and simple plan. So, let's create your 30-day joy plan right now. It is a simple schedule that tells you exactly what to do and when to do it. Here is your schedule for the next 30 days. On weekdays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Your day will have 2 main practice moments. First, in the morning, when you are having your coffee or tea, you will do your pocket-sized shadowing. 3 repetitions of your 10-second clip. This will take you less than 2 minutes. Second, during your lunch break, you will do your 3-minute diary. Record your thoughts for 3 minutes. Listen back once and delete it. This will take about 5 minutes. That is it for your main practice sessions. Just about 7 minutes of focused practice each weekday. Now for the all-day practices. These are the habits that you weave into the small moments of your day. All day long, you will play the one-word swap game. Remember to pick just one new word each day. And all day long, you will look for micro moments to talk to yourself. Narrate your life with simple sentences when you are waiting or walking. This is your weekday plan. It is simple. It is manageable. Now for the weekend. On Sunday, you will do your weekend joy exchange. Record your 30-second voice note sharing your tiny win. Send it to your buddy, your friend, or yourself. This takes about 1 minute. That is the entire plan. It is a system of small, joyful habits that work together to build your confidence. But I want you to do one more thing. This thing is very important. I want you to make your progress visible. Seeing your progress is incredibly motivating. So I want you to get a calendar. It can be a big wall calendar or a small one you keep on your desk. Or you can just print a simple calendar page from the internet for the next month. And I want you to get a neon highlighter, a bright pink, yellow, or green marker. Every day that you complete your joy plan, you get to put a big, bright mark on the calendar. So on Monday, after you have done your shadowing and your diary, you take your highlighter and you draw a big, beautiful X over the day. It feels so good. On Tuesday, you do it again, another X. Wednesday, another X. Soon, you will have a chain of bright, colorful X's. This is called a streak. You can see your streak getting longer and longer. This visual proof of your consistency is powerful. It gives your brain a little reward. It releases a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is sometimes called a happy chemical. It is the chemical of motivation and reward. When you see your streak growing, your brain gets a little hit of dopamine, and it makes you want to keep going. You do not want to break the chain. This visual streak of bright colors is so much more motivating than getting a score on a grammar test. It is not about being perfect. It is about showing up. Visual streaks beat grammar badges for that dopamine hit every single time. So get your calendar, get your highlighter, and start building your beautiful, colorful chain of success. Section 9, real stories, real relief. Sometimes it helps to hear about other people who have walked this path. These are real stories of students who used these small, joyful steps and found real relief from their fear. Let me tell you about Anna. Anna is from Warsaw in Poland. She was terrified of speaking English. She felt the fear loop all the time. She started with pocket-sized shadowing. Her habit was to do it while she was in her kitchen, stirring her soup for dinner. Every night while the soup was heating up, she would shadow a few lines from her favorite British TV show. She did this for 4 weeks. Just this one small habit. After those 4 weeks, something in her shifted. She felt a tiny bit braver. So she did something she had always dreamed of but was too scared to do. She booked a solo trip to London. When she was at Heathrow Airport, she had a long wait for her next flight. She saw another traveler who looked friendly, and without overthinking it, Anna walked up and started a conversation. They talked for 20 minutes about travel and their home cities. Anna made mistakes and her accent was strong, but she was communicating, she was connecting, and she was filled with joy. It all started with shadowing lines while stirring soup. Then there is Luis. Luis lives in Sao Paulo, Brazil. His biggest problem was his inner critic. He worked for an international company, and he was always in meetings with native English speakers. He was constantly apologizing for his accent. He would say things like, "Sorry for my bad English," before he even started speaking. It was killing his confidence. He started with the 3-minute diary. He had a dog, a beagle, and he did the exercise while he was taking his beagle for a walk every day. He would walk and talk into his phone for 3 minutes about his day, about his dog, about the trees he saw. Then he would listen back and delete it. He did this for a month of hearing his own voice, his own accent, and accepting it. After a month, he noticed something amazing. He was in a work meeting, and he stated his opinion clearly. He didn't apologize. Not once. He just spoke. No one in the meeting cared about his accent. They only cared about his ideas. This small habit of walking his beagle and talking to himself had rewired his brain. He quit apologizing for his accent because he had learned to accept his own voice. These stories show us the same thing. Anna and Luis did not lock themselves in a room for 8 hours to study. They did not do marathon cramming sessions. They did not try to become perfect. They took small, consistent, joyful steps. They integrated English into their real lives. And that kind of practice is more powerful and more sustainable than any marathon cramming session could ever be. Their relief was real. Your relief can be real too. Section 10. Common traps to skip. As you start on this new path, there are some common traps that you might fall into. A trap is something that looks safe, but it catches you and stops your progress. I want to tell you about 3 of the most common traps so that you can recognize them and skip right over them. Trap number 1 is called waiting for the perfect level. Many people believe they cannot start speaking until they are ready. They think they need to reach a certain level, like advanced or fluent, before they can have a real conversation. So they wait. They study more books, they watch more videos, they complete more grammar exercises. They are always preparing to speak, but they never actually speak. They think, I will start speaking after I finish lesson 97. But fluency does not work that way. Fluency is not a destination you arrive at. Fluency is a skill you build by doing. Fluency grows by speaking today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Not after lesson 97. You have to speak with the English you have right now. Your English is good enough to start. The only way to get better at speaking is by speaking. So do not fall into the trap of waiting. Start speaking today with your small, joyful habits. Trap number 2 is obsessing over a single rolled R. This is the trap of perfectionism, especially with pronunciation. Some learners get stuck on one specific sound that they cannot make perfectly. Maybe it is the TH sound. Or maybe it is a specific vowel sound. Or, like the title says, a rolled R in a language like Spanish, which is not even an English sound. But the idea is the same. They practice this one sound over and over, and they feel like a failure because they cannot get it 100 perfect. They believe that if their pronunciation is not perfect, no one will understand them. This is a trap. The goal of speaking is not phonetic perfection. The goal is clarity. Clarity means that the listener can understand your meaning. People who listen to you are not giving you a score on your pronunciation. They are not listening for phonetic trophies. They are listening to your ideas. They are trying to understand your message. As long as you're clear enough to be understood, you are succeeding. So, focus on clear communication, not on perfect pronunciation. Clarity trumps perfection every time. Trap number 3 is comparing yourself to influencers. This is a modern trap. You go on YouTube or Instagram and you see language influencers who speak 5 languages perfectly. They sound like native speakers in every language. They make it look so easy. You watch them and then you feel terrible about yourself. You think, I will never be that good. Why even try? This is a trap. Comparing yourself to an online influencer is like comparing your daily life to a Hollywood movie. It is not real. You do not see the thousands of hours of work they put in. You do not see their struggles and their failures. You only see the final, polished product. This comparison is not fair and it is not helpful. It will only steal your joy and your motivation. There is only one person you should compare yourself to, you. The only useful comparison is comparing the you of today to the you of last week. Are you a little bit braver today than you were last week? Did you learn one new word this week? Did you speak for 3 minutes when last week you only spoke for 1? That is the only comparison that matters, period. So forget the influencers. Focus on your own journey, on your own small steps of progress. Conclusion, your first 5 minutes start now. We have come to the end of our video. You have the 5-step joy recipe. You have the 30-day plan. You know the traps to avoid. You have all the information you need, but information is nothing without action. The most important moment of this whole video is what you do next. So I have a challenge for you. Your first 5 minutes of this new journey start right now, not tomorrow, not in an hour, right now. When this video ends, I want you to do one thing. I want you to do the first step, pocket-sized shadowing, just one time. Close this video, open another app like YouTube or a music app. Find a 10-second clip of a song you love or a movie line you think is cool. It does not have to be the perfect clip. Just choose one quickly. Now listen to it once. Then pause it, and then say it out loud. Echo it. Copy the sounds, the speed, the feeling. That's it. Congratulations. You just did it. You just took the first step. You just fired the starting shot. With that one small 10-second action, you have started to rewire your brain. You have started to build that new pathway, the path that goes from fear to flow. You have taken a real physical action to change your story with English. Think about this. English is no longer just a dusty textbook on a shelf in your room. It is no longer just a list of rules to memorize. With that one action, you made English a living thing. You made it with your own voice. English is the voice that will soon order your coffee with confidence. It is the voice that will crack jokes with new friends you meet while traveling. It is the voice that will help you chase whatever big dream is next in your life. This is the beginning. You have started. Now all you have to do is continue. One small step at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me. I will see you next week for another Joy Boost. Until then, speak small, speak daily, speak happy.